Hey, welcome to Graphic Policy Television, GPTV. I'm right at my hands is Volume 2 of Transformers, the manga. It's story by Masumi Kaneda, art by Ban Magami, translation Abby Lehrke, lettering and retouch by Brandon Bovia. Alright, so this appeared in TV magazine in Japan in like the 80s. Supposedly this is the first time ever that's been presented in English. First volume was interesting. You know, it's mostly what you know is G1, kind of slight different takes on it. Now, this is the volume where things start really veering from the American take on Transformers, like very different and kind of awesome. This is if they're, if you are, I would say, a casual fan, and there's some things that kind of like have come up here and there. This is where the pieces of the puzzle start coming together. So there's really kind of two sections on this. Well, three if you include just the art. But there is the Headmasters with chapter 1 through 7 and a final chapter plus a special chapter, and then Super God Masterforce. 11 chapters out of that, and then a final chapter over 270 pages. 342 total with all the art. So this began in 1985 during G1 and rocked. This is pretty awesome stuff. Alright, so it starts off with the Headmasters. Now, for those in the US who really don't know the Japanese stuff, like you saw a little bit of the Headmasters in the 4-issue, would it be third season of Transformers. And there was like four episodes, and like that was it. The toys came out. The toys were kind of awesome. I love Headmasters for some reason. And then, that was it. But it went further in Japan. There was a lot to do with Headmasters. They had like their whole story and run. This kind of continues that. There's stuff with, really the Headmasters kind of take the spotlight, both Decepticon and Autobots. There's ones you've never seen. The train Transformers are big in it. You've seen toys of those. That seems to be kind of a really popular collector aspect of it. That plays in these stories. But I think what's really interesting in here is the Battle Beasts. And those in the US, you will know of Battle Beasts. They were like the robot bodies with animal heads, and then they had the holographic image in their chest. Well, those were originally Transformers spin-off in Japan. It was a whole other thing when Hasbro got a hold of them and marketed them as their own thing in the US. But they were originally a Transformers spin-off. So the special chapter in Headmasters is the Transformers going to the Battle Beast world and helping the Battle Beasts fight Decepticons. And of course, there's evil Battle Beasts that are on the side of Decepticons. So if you're a real hardcore Transformers fan, you should be collecting Battle Beasts, right? Like that's how it all works. But it's really cool. This is actually the first I think I've ever read of a story that involves the Battle Beasts. I remember used to having Battle Beasts. Like I had a decent amount, not tons, but probably like maybe 9 or 12 of them. They came in packs of 3, or I think it was 2 or 3. It wasn't a thing, but there was something about it that kind of I liked it. It had the holograph like the Transformers. So clearly I smelled the Transformers on them because that was pretty awesome. All right, so Battle Beasts. The second half of it is the Super God Masterforce. Now, this is where like Transformers goes off the deep end as far as I'm concerned. Like it goes full Japanese anime manga, like super blasts and fights and all sorts of different forms and combinations and God versions and super master versions, and it's crazy. It gets a little out there. But it's cool. Like there's a lot of the characters that you might be seeing more in the Hasbro Pulse stuff are being are covered in this, and kind of that's where they came from. There's some that actually they call them like Double Clouder, but I think it was Double Changer in the US, right? It was Double Clouder. I always thought it was Double Changer, but like that's in here. Let's see here. Characters like there's Grand Maximus, and was it Gora version of Optimus. It's crazy. Pretenders are big in this. Pretenders came in the US, but I don't remember much being like story wise, but they were pretty big in this one. It kind of goes into the whole background of Pretenders. There's the God Bomber, Ambassador of Destruction Overlord, Devil Z, Dark Lord, Black Zarek. It's some crazy, crazy stuff, which is cool. Like the Ginrai, Super Ginrai. You know, to me, this is just like, this is the bonkers Transformers, and it's cool stuff. If you've never seen this before, and this is your first taste of it, God Ginrai, you know, shooting Overlord. Yeah, this is the one I was talking about with double clouders, what they call them. I remember, I think it was Double Changer in the US, right? I still think it was Double Changer. That was a toy that I had. I always kind of want it back. Overall, like, the stories for all this stuff is good. You know, it's entertaining. It's classic Transformers in so many ways. A lot of familiar characters, a lot of new characters if you dive into the back, the second half of it. But you know, it's short stories, and they're really choppy at times. You know, there's stuff you just kind of go with, like, actually the strongest out of all of them, there's one with Six Shot that's really, really good. But there's things of, like, the Transformer train just going underwater for the hell of it, and can fly and go underwater, and yeah, it's interesting. And I think what's more fascinating, so here's the Battle Beast. So what's more fascinating is, like, the Battle Beast leader was Leo, and then you've got the, you know, Transformers, you know, Transformer of Optimus Leo, or, you know, all that. Like, you can kind of see the connections for me are kind of, the dots are connecting a bit more. But it's interesting. Like, stories are choppy. They're not the strongest thing in the world, but goddamn, like, oh, that's not why I'm reading this. I want to see really cool Transformers that I've never really read in comics before. I want to see Battle Beasts. I want to see Pretenders. I want all that, like, crazy history. That gets me more pumped to eventually sit down and actually watch the Japanese animated stuff of this. So, really cool history. That's what it comes down to. Like, if you've never read this before, maybe you only have, like, a taste of this stuff, this is a great way to dive in. If you are a hardcore fan of the Transformers Japanese stuff, like, this is, I think, a must-have. Been out for a while, go get it. We got a link beneath our video. You can put in your zip code, get it from comic shops. Or you can order your own. We got links where you can purchase your own. There'll be affiliate links, so you get a small percentage by doing that. You help support our site, so thank you. And just watching our video support us as always, so thank you for that. If you are into comics for your Transformers, check us out every day at graphicpolicy.com. We're on Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, Tumblr, Instagram, TikTok, Mastodon, Threads, Blue Sky, all at Graphic Policy, keeping it nice and consistent. Until next time, until all are one, and keep it geeky. Hey, thanks for watching the previous video from Graphic Policy Television. Just by watching, you help support our site. Thank you so much. Now, if you're watching these videos, you probably care about geeky things like movies, television, comic books, toys, games, video games, you name it. You can go and subscribe right now to our YouTube channel to stay in touch and catch all the new videos, or check out our website at graphicpolicy.com. There's a nice link on this end of the video. But as always, thank you for watching. Keep on rocking and keep it geeky.